Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So, Donald Trump today, he's back on the campaign trail. They held him captive for a month in New York City on a bogus trial. They hit him with a conviction. His numbers are going up. His fundraising numbers are going up. And he is back on the campaign trail. He is ready to go out there. You got less than 5 months before the election. He is in Nevada. He's in Las Vegas, and there's a heat wave, but he still did a rally. You had a lot of people there, and he is making a play for Nevada. This is a state that has not gone Republican at the presidential level since 2004, but it is prime opportunity for him to pick up the state. You have Joe Biden, who's very unpopular, has a lot of problems with young voters and Hispanic voters. And those are two demographics that have usually given Democrats the edge in the state of Nevada. But right now, you're seeing something different. You're seeing Donald Trump. He's even chasing the unions. You talk about the union workers in Las Vegas. Donald Trump going out there saying that illegal immigration is hurting unions. It is. And on top of it, he said he will eliminate taxes on tips. You talk about the culinary unions, the culinary industry in Vegas, all these casinos, all these hotels, all these restaurants. This is kind of a business that Donald Trump himself also knows better than anybody else. And he's going out there. He's making a play for some of these people. He is continuing to loosen up the Democrat grip on Clark County. Republican registrations are going up. On top of that, the Reid machine, it's kind of old news. I mean, the Democrats in Nevada, they're not as competent as they used to be. And Republicans, they're starting to win statewide offices. We saw it in 2022. It should have been even better than what it was, but still, even you go back to 2020. 2020 was not a great year for Republicans nationwide. They did worse nationally in the popular vote by 2.4%. But still, even in big suburban metro areas in Nevada, mainly one of them, Clark County, Nevada, Donald Trump saw a gain. He went up by 1.4%. You add that all up, that's like a trend of nearly 4 points compared to the popular vote, which is supposed to move right by like 4 to 5 points. So you look at Nevada, it would make sense that this is a state that Donald Trump is going to flip. Not only that, Joe Biden is not really going to focus that much energy on the state of Nevada. They've made it abundantly clear, based off of their ad placements, their billboard placements, you name it, that they're focusing on Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. Not only that, the state of Virginia, which voted for Biden by 10.1 percentage points, they're spending resources trying to defend Virginia. Polls, it's not just the Fox poll, but a lot of polls. The aggregate in Virginia shows Donald Trump polling better than Glenn Youngkin was polling in like early to mid-October 2021, right before he flipped the state. Now, Youngkin is very popular. He said yesterday that he would campaign with Donald Trump, and he believes Trump can win the state. Honestly, Virginia might be a little bit of a long shot, but is it on the table? Yeah, probably it could be closer than Nevada, because there's a lot of room to grow. A lot of white working class people in Clark County, that's Trump's demographic. It's a little bit different than Maricopa in Arizona. You also have a lot of Hispanics there that were willing to move right and did move right in many places in 2020 and continue to do so in 22, and the polls look even better for 24. And on top of that, you have a lot of Californians moving into Nevada, but these are conservative Californians. You know, they exist. They don't like the leadership. They want out of their state. They believe it's turning into a liberal hellhole. In many cases, it has. So they're going to Nevada. And that's helping out a little bit for Republicans in order to go out there and flip the state. And that's why party registration's looking up. But even in the midterms, Adam Laxalt was outspent in the state. He was outspent by millions upon millions, like 6-1 by an incumbent senator, still less than 8,000 vote gap between him and Catherine Cortez Masto. It's also very hard to knock off an incumbent governor. But if you look at the state of Nevada, you saw this, Joe Lombardo beating the unpopular Steve Sisolak in the state. And again, this is a year where it wasn't really good for Republican candidates at the Senate level, at the governor level. Nevada's not really a state where Republicans, would have, usually you would think they get a boost or anything like that. You think Democrats would get a boost from the whole Dobbs v. Jackson decision. It didn't quite happen. And then you have Trump coming along, and he's like the hands-off guy. Oh, let the states make their decisions. Nevada has made their decision. And Donald Trump, he is somebody that it's not going to hurt a whole lot in the state of Nevada, unlike Laxalt, who was, kind of tied to that whole 15-week national ban thing. And barely, just barely by a hair. He should have won. It was a snowstorm. Now they're sending out mailers saying, vote early, vote often for Republicans. That's huge. That is a game changer. Trump embracing it, the RNC embracing it, and they should. And Democrats, they could be in a whole lot of trouble. They could be, because we got to vote early, and we will vote early. And Democrats, how exactly are they going to be able to counter that? That's how they've been banking their votes. We bank our votes. It could be game over. Because we win the argument. It comes down to turnout, the turnout apparatus, the turnout game this November. Got to get it done. But Nevada's looking up for Donald Trump. You talk about the gains he's seeing because of the border, the gains he possibly could see because of the fact that he's reaching out to the local industries. He did not do that in 2020. He did it a little bit in a lot of places in 2016, worked wonders for him. Maybe not so much in Nevada comparatively, but the, auto workers, the factory workers in the Midwest now doing this in Nevada, trying to kind of put together an agenda for disaffected Biden 2020 voters. That helps out quite a bit. And you're seeing it in the polls right now. Donald Trump, even before he came to Nevada, Donald Trump was up in the state by 5.3%. Fox said I'm up by 5 post-conviction. There's any state he's going to get a conviction boost, probably Nevada. He fits the outlaw aesthetic very well, the Old West. He's being targeted by the system. That very well could play out to his advantage. But you talk about Nevada, it is a state that has overestimated Republicans in polling from time to time. But at the presidential level, this far out for Trump to be up, by 5, and we talk about the fact that he's up by even more in the 5-way race, and he is also in a position where you're probably not going to see a polling error give that much of a boost to Biden. Yeah, I think that Donald Trump also being at 48.3, he's in a good position to win the silver state. Now, Biden and his fans, they can cope and they could say it's only 6 electoral votes. It's not going to matter. And in many cases, it's not going to be a part of Trump's path to 270 either, but you'd still like to have the added security nonetheless. If he wins Arizona and Wisconsin and Georgia and the 2020 states, but not Nevada, you could talk about maybe there could be some faithless electors. You don't want to risk anything. You don't want to leave any stones unturned. Also, he wins Georgia, Nevada, and Michigan. That's enough to get him there. Or for some reason, if he lost Georgia, which does not seem likely at this point, Pennsylvania, Nevada, Wisconsin, that was like the original path we talked about in 2023 for Trump. But the map has opened up so much. Biden's approval rating has tanked since then. I mean, he's at a record low in 538, and you got less than 5 months to go before an election. Like, this is abysmal stuff right here. And they've thrown everything that they could at Donald Trump. They're hitting him with a felony conviction. And most people know it's bogus, but still, they have indicted him so many times, his numbers go up. They have all these hoaxes, his numbers go up. And then you look at what's going on here with the conviction, his numbers are still going up. And all the other, trials, they look like they're not going to take place before the election either. So they wasted their ammunition on the most bogus of the 4 bogus trials. And what's exactly happening? Donald Trump is in a better position than ever. He's flipping states that he never won, like Nevada. He could win Minnesota. He could win Maine at large. New Hampshire, maybe. Virginia. These are being talked about. That's the main point. 2020 was a different time. People were talking about Texas could go blue. Florida, North Carolina, they said would go blue. They even said Iowa and Ohio were going to be really close. Some people even were a part of the whole Fort 13er squad. They thought that Biden would win all those states. They had South Carolina as like a toss-up. Those people are embarrassing, and they got embarrassed regardless. And we know that Donald Trump was shafted in many ways, and he is continuing to be shafted again. He is right about the system. He says it is a rigged system. It indeed is. They're trying to put him in jail to stop him from winning the election. They can't beat him on the record. They can't beat him at the ballot box. So they have to go through and rummage through some old dirt and try to find some technicality where they can go out there and charge him. And even then, is it working? No, it's not working. He is stronger than ever. You talk about states like Nevada, states that he never won, well, now it looks like he very well could win. And this is huge. Yes, they have some sort of a mail-in system, but Republicans going out there and embracing it, this is a different year, a different climate. Even John Ralston, of all people, he's like their oracle, and he's mainly a liberal. He has a bias. He doesn't like Trump. And I butted heads a little bit with some of his analysis. He was right about the midterms to a certain degree, even if I didn't really agree with his reasoning. And he's the guy that's going out there saying, yeah, Biden's not up in Nevada right now. Things can change. He has to say that. He's got a liberal audience. And it is true, things can change. But Biden is not up in Nevada. This is not a good political position for Biden to be in, because you've thrown everything at Trump and his numbers are better than ever and yours are worse than ever. Like, you got to really find some miracle if you want to go out there and win. You can't even really fall back on the whole we have money thing, because Trump is out there raising, $400 million since the conviction? And even before the conviction, he was really starting to catch up in the fundraising. Now he's got a big fundraising lead. You talk about all these people, rallying behind him, Silicon Valley, raising over $30 million over the weekend. That doesn't even count the small dollar donations. Donald Trump is in a very good place. So he rallied in Nevada. And what are they doing? They're seething, they're coping, they're trying to take his words out of context, they're doing the most disgusting things possible because they can't beat him on his record, because he had a good record, Biden had a bad record, and that's all that matters. When people are going to go out there, these undecided voters, because they clearly don't think Trump is the worst guy ever if he's, somebody that they're considering, so they're looking at the big picture. Trump is making his case. Biden can't speak for an hour and a half. People will say, well, Trump is not, he's not 2016 Trump. It's like he's measured, he's funny. He is I guess you would say, leaning into more of like the grandfather appeal, one could say. He's been around the block a couple times now, but he does it with more energy. He does it with more wit than Joe Biden does, who just stands there and reads off a teleprompter. Donald Trump did not read off the teleprompter at all. He is high energy. He is starting to do better with younger voters. I wonder why. Part of it is the energy level. We see what Biden's like. Biden is far worse energy-wise than he was in 2020 when he was already deteriorating. Donald Trump, he's got this interesting vibe about him, better vibe than 2020. Vibes are what matter. And we'll see what happens at the debate in about 18 days from today. We'll see if they hot Biden up on something. But Donald Trump, he's definitely going to be preparing for that debate, because that is huge. It's going to be watched by tens of millions of people and could be critical to determining the momentum going into the conventions. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.